Jackie Joyner-Kersee's story doesn't begin with a gold medal or a world record. It begins with scarcity, with a body that hurt, with a girl from East St. Louis, Illinois, one of the toughest environments in America, learning early that talent alone wouldn't save her. Born in 1962, Jackie grew up in a community shaped by economic hardship and limited opportunity, where dreams had to be protected from reality long enough to become real. She wasn't raised in comfort. She was raised in endurance. Even as a child, she carried a quiet intensity that made people pay attention, not because she demanded attention, but because she radiated discipline in a place that could easily convince someone to settle for less. Jackie's mindset did the opposite. It demanded more. Her athletic gifts were obvious, but what made her special was range. She could run, jump, throw, and compete with an instinct that looked almost unfair. While most athletes are born into one lane, one event, one specialty, Jackie looked built for the events that punish the body and expose the mind. The heptathlon and the long jump. The heptathlon is not just 7 events. It's a psychological war fought over 2 days, where every weakness becomes public and every mistake becomes expensive. And Jackie carried a burden most people never see. Chronic asthma, severe injuries over time, and pain that she often competed through without excuses. Her greatness wasn't built in perfect conditions. It was built while fighting her own limitations in silence. When she reached the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, she entered a world where talent was everywhere, but champions were rare. There, she trained alongside elite athletes and refined her technique with professional-level intensity. She wasn't just improving her body, she was sharpening her competitive mind. Jackie began to understand something that would define her. Multi-event greatness requires calm under chaos. You can't panic after a bad hurdle. You can't celebrate too early after a great jump. You have to stay emotionally stable while your body is being tested in every possible way. That discipline turned her from a gifted athlete into a future legend. Her Olympic rise began with heartbreak and hunger. In 1984, she earned a silver medal in the heptathlon. For most athletes, an Olympic silver is the peak. For Jackie, it was a warning. She was close, but close wasn't enough. She knew she had the tools to win. She also knew she needed a deeper edge, more technical precision, more mental sharpness, more resilience when fatigue and pain arrived. Over the next 4 years, she transformed. She trained with a ferocity that matched her gifts. Every throw became more controlled, every sprint more efficient, every jump more consistent. She wasn't preparing to compete. She was preparing to dominate. Seoul 1988 was where Jackie Joyner-Kersee became inevitable. In the heptathlon, she didn't just win gold. She set a world record that still stands as one of the most legendary performances in track and field history. That record wasn't a single perfect moment. It was 2 days of near-perfect execution across 7 different disciplines. The margins were unforgiving. The pressure was enormous. And she stayed composed anyway. But she didn't stop there. She also won gold in the long jump, proving she wasn't only the best all-around athlete. She was also one of the best specialists in the world. 2 gold medals in 1 Olympics, in 2 different types of greatness, cemented her place among the greatest athletes America had ever produced. And then came what separates champions from legends. She stayed elite. Many athletes peak once. Jackie kept returning. Through injuries, through asthma, through the grinding reality that multi-event training can wear down even the strongest bodies. In 1992, she won gold again in the heptathlon and returned to the podium in the long jump. She wasn't just winning medals. She was building a legacy of consistency at the highest level. Her performances carried a kind of authority that made other competitors feel like they were racing for second before the event even ended. She didn't just represent excellence. She represented inevitability. The sense that if Jackie was healthy enough to compete, she was dangerous enough to win. But Jackie's greatness also lived outside the stadium. She became an icon not only because of medals, but because of what she symbolized. A woman who came from one of the hardest places in America and reach the highest stage through discipline, intelligence, and courage. Her work in community programs, youth athletics, and education gave her legacy deeper weight. She didn't disappear after the spotlight faded. She used the spotlight to build opportunity for others. That matters because legends aren't only measured by what they take from sport, they're measured by what they give back. Jackie Joyner-Kersee remains the standard for what a complete athlete looks like. She was power and elegance, speed and endurance, precision and grit. She competed through pain that would have ended most careers, and she did it while carrying herself with dignity that never demanded applause. Her records still intimidate time itself. Her medals still represent the highest form of competitive excellence. But her true legacy is the message her career leaves behind. Greatness isn't one gift. It's 1,000 decisions made under pressure, repeated until history has no choice but to remember your name. And when America talks about Olympic legends, Jackie Joyner-Kersee isn't a chapter. She's a benchmark.